Hey friends, I lost you there for a second. It's been terrible with the reception. I apologize, but I just got off the phone doing some training at howtowrench.com with a customer, and in the background they kept noticing a bike that I'm working on, and it really drew some questions. I thought this would be a cool little video and pass on some tips to you for today. So check it out. What we've got here is this little 250 engine. We're doing fork seals, and the thing I like to tell people is that anytime you can use leverage or means to make the job easier, I mean, go for it. So first off, I want to show you that this bike is super stable. I mean, it's not going anywhere. You can see I have the rear wheel clamped. I'm tied down back here nice and strong. And the thing that was kind of, I guess, driving the customer crazy on how to wrench was, he's like, how do you have a jack on the bottom of the motor? And I was explaining to him, not on the exhaust system. I'm actually on the motor itself. And you can notice here, I have clearance. There's nothing hitting the jack. I'm just using a sacrificial piece of wood to get this thing up in the air to elevate it enough to be able to take the front end off. I mean, really, really slick way of doing this. And like I said, this bike is super, super solid. I can, jerk on that like crazy and it isn't going anywhere. So that kind of drew some other questions to think about. Well, what is it that, how are you, he saw the one leg off and he said, geez, doesn't the service manual tell you to remove the whole fork tube? And it does, and I'm still going to. I'm still going to take the fork out of the clamps here, and on this bike I have to because I have to be able to fill the fluid back up on it, and there's no access on the bottom of the tube through like a drain bolt or whatnot. So you can see here that this is coming off anyway, and your question, or the customer's question was, well, why did I take this off right now? And what I like to do is I go ahead and I take my impact, and while this is fully assembled, I'll go ahead and I'll pull this bottom bolt out. That's what's holding this outer tube and inner tube together. I'll pull that bottom bolt out and then pull the tube off. And the reason I'm doing that is this is so stable. Think about this. I'm using the triple trees to be my extra set of hands. Okay, I'm pinched, I'm locked in. I'm not doing a service on the triple tree itself. So I would have to take this whole tube, and depending how much service you're going to do, there's some phenomenal tools out there. I've got this set of aluminum jaws here where I can put round parts in there. But you can still see that there's nothing size better than the actual motorcycle itself to perfectly hold that tube, give you that extra set of hands. And I kind of like to call this like I'm getting all the hard work out of the way, if you will. I'm still going to have to quite a bit of technique, if you will, in changing fork seals. We got some specialty tools like seal drivers and things like that. But anyway, that's just my tip real quick, was talking about, how do you support a bike? You do not want to, push up on the exhaust system. Find something rigid like the motor that's not going to bend on you. Stay away from your plastics. And then whenever possible, remove all fasteners that can be held and secured nicely by something, like in this case, like the triple trees. So that is my tip at howtowrench.com. Please head on over to the website or the YouTube channel. Show us some love, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye. Keep wrenching.